So what is salvation? You know what I mean? This is another symbol that is used. You know, these are symbols too, you know. When they use these words, you have to understand what they really mean, or else you miss the whole thing completely. The salvation, the concept of redemption. To redeem something, you have to remove it from where it was before. You can't redeem something and the thing remain in place. All right? To redeem something, it has to be removed. This is why there was a death before resurrection. The death is the removal. The resurrection is the new state. The same concept applies in the Exodus. The same thing. They're saying the same thing using different allegories. So Moses removed the chosen people from Egypt to a new state of being. The Egyptian lifestyle had to die for them to experience the new place. The problem with that is that they turned it into history, but the original Gnostic teachings is not meant to be historicalized. These are symbols, initiate teachings that's meant to tell people of what is to come in future, and what they need to do when that time comes, or else they will start to suffer. And the virtual reality will start to turn against them. If you don't understand this, you're going to be in hell forever. All right? So for something to be redeemed, it has to be removed. So now we see a situation where the snake tells Eve, hey man, that nigga lying. You know, you're not going to die. You're going to be as them. The reason he told them that is because they can't die. They just don't know. They just don't know that they can't die. They think they can die. And if you think that you could die, you'll be dying. Because the soul is so powerful that it could create anything it thinks. So if you could trick the soul into thinking the wrong thing that it's thinking becomes its reality. So that's why they say the devil is a liar. Because the lie is the way to get the soul to work against its own self with its own powers. So another way of telling the Christ story, these are archetypes, by the way, salvation archetypes, is Nimrod. The same thing, the same Exodus story told differently. Okay? So in this case, you got this nigga called Nimrod, who they say is a mighty hunter. It's a mighty hunter. All right? So, if you interpret it in Dike, in Igbo is Dike, and Dike, is like just a strong dude, just a strong guy. And his main thing was that he wanted to escape Earth and go to another place that's better from Earth. And he built a tower. And halfway into building the tower, excuse me, man, Jose Cuervo. Halfway into building the tower, some other beings outside of Earth was like, yo, these guys have one mind, and everything they could do, put their mind, they could do. Let's go in and give them language. So the first fall of man is the use of your mouth. What does this mean? This is a symbol also. It's a symbol. When they tell you that, it means something else. All right? What does this mean? It means that whenever you're talking, you've lost a vital part of your mind. Talking is insanity. All right? Whenever you use your vocal cords, you've lost a higher form of communication. You've lost concentration internally. So now you have to resort to making noises with your mouth to convey images in your mind that you could have easily conveyed with the power of your mind amongst each other. So deterioration, when your mind deteriorates, vocals become an option. That's what it means. So it's not that there's any beings in heaven plotting against man. No. It's the fact that the longer man remains in the virtual reality, the more gradual his essential soul powers begin to deteriorate. He has to resort to even lower forms of survival mode to stay in that reality. This is called a curse after leaving the garden. All right? The garden is your inner mind, your astral world. In this place, when your mind is fully concentrated within itself, you could do anything you think at any time. However, whenever you bind yourself to that virtual reality, you start to lose your powers gradually. Whenever you commit to that fake world, it becomes more real for you and the other side becomes more distant. And this is what it means by the fall. So Nimrod and having language issues and fighting means that the longer human beings stayed and populated the fake world, the more they forgot the real world. We see this in the movie Jumanji. You know, they put that in their movie, Jumanji. Right there. What's the end of the Nji? Remember I told you about the word Nji? Nji means what? Darkness. What's the name of that shit? Jumanji. Hey, man. I'm just pointing you to what's there. These guys, they know Igbo language very well. They know what it is. That's why those people were the only people they used as slaves. They didn't use nobody else. Okay? And it's not bad. A lot of people, they think I'm against all that. Nah, it's a consequence. It was written to happen if you continue to stay. The longer you stay, there's even more to come. It's not that there's anybody doing it to you. It's you remaining in that program and your powers fading away even more as time goes on. It's going to get to the point where the longer you stay in that reality, it becomes completely terrible. This is called the curse of Adam and Eve when they left the garden. The garden, like I told you, is your inner state. So the first leaving of the garden was at the earliest point of deterioration of the gene pool, where now the mental faculties have become eroded to the point where telepathy and some of the higher attributes were now lost. So they had to resort to speech and writing and images. This comes from commitment to the virtual reality. This is gnosis. That's what gnosis means. That's what the whole religion shit is. It ain't about worshiping nothing. It's about getting the fuck out of a fake world that you think is real. Okay? These are the ultimate symbols, ultimate archetypes. Everything that you think you know points to this. This is it. After this shit, ain't no other knowledge. Okay? So you can't be a god and an animal at the same time. That's what the whole Nimrod thing is. You can't be a god and an animal at the same time. Once you commit to the virtual reality, you've become an animal. And the laws of the virtual reality now become more powerful than you. All right? So this is the concept of salvation. Salvation comes from reminding the souls in that virtual reality that this is not a real place and that you are the one creating it and you should get out. And the only way out is in. Okay? So I'm gonna take a pause, sip on some water.